Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a reading on Kamala Harris. I'm sorry. I just have to laugh at this combination. I find it so weird, so weird. I'm not laughing at... Sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm laughing at this combination of candidates that we have running for president and vice president of the United States. We have Joe Biden and we have Kamala Harris, and wasn't she the one who, said that Biden was racist in a roundabout kind of way? Isn't she the one that, has gone after minorities in California and had them basically jail, basically black people jail? I find it so comical that they would be paired together to try to win the election. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But anyways, okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry if I keep laughing during this whole video. It's only because I can't contain myself. It's so funny. And I'm not trying to be shady, I promise you. So today I'm going to be using my tarot cards. This deck that I'm going to be using, it is actually called the Pagan Tarot deck. It has the pentagram, or pentacle rather, on the back. And so I like the illustrations, and we're going to get into it. And I'll be showing you each card that I actually pulled. This reading is going to be just on Miss Kamala Harris, and see what do I see like behind this, because I have a lot of questions, as I know a lot of you out there, a lot of my rays of light out there may have about her. Like, why was she chosen? Does she really like Biden is the question. She is, I believe, a senator from California, or she is a Democrat. We know that. But it's like she's changed her stances and her positions. It's just very wishy-washy energy with her. It's like, which face are we going to get, right? And so we're going to see. The funny thing here is that people are still going to vote Biden and Harris just because they don't want Trump in office. And it's like the biggest mistake ever. Like, people do not realize that Biden once actually wanted to, was it reform or eliminate Social Security, freeze Social Security benefits. The one thing that I keep saying out there is that if you take that into consideration, and he would become president, no longer, he's not Obama's vice president, he would be president of the United States. There is a risk that at some point your Social Security that you paid into will be worth nothing later on when you want to get Social Security, because it's almost like they want to kind of do away with that, even though he'll probably change that stance. But he spoke about in the past about freezing Social Security benefits, which your grandmother, your grandfather, or even your parents out there, for those of you that are in your 30s or 40s and have parents that are in their 60s and 70s, their actual Social Security benefits could be on the line. So, this is crazy, but we're going to see what kind of energy. I'm going to just pull first a couple of cards. I want to see what is going on in her world. What is going on with Kamala? I want to call her Kamala, not to be shady, but that's like how I would say it. But I guess like Tamala, but it's like Kamala. Okay. Let me get my selenite wand, put it here in my third eye, because, honey, I'm going to need that. Okay. I can't show you the cards here on this reading. The only reason why is because some of the cards themselves are kind of like, there's a little bit of nudity, the way that the artist depicted for whatever reason. So I can't show the cards on camera. But, you know what? I think I can show them. I'll just cover, like, this woman's breasts that are showing here. The first card we got here is the Element of Swords, okay? So I'm just going to hold this up, but I'm going to cover her up, okay? I want to cover this up. It's the Element of Swords. So with the Element of Swords, what we're talking about here, it's almost like, I want to say, like, it would be like kind of like the Page of Swords. There's like a lot of air energy. She feels very good. She feels, you know, happy. It's a victory for her in a very big way because, again, she has been selected. So, you know, as a vice president. But what is the relationship? You know, what is all that? Okay, the next card I got for her is the Ace of Swords. So she's going to accomplish what she wants, or she has accomplished what she has wanted, which is to kind of run for a big role, you know, that I feel like she's above her own head, like she's above, she doesn't know what she's in for, is what I'm trying to get at. Because even though you have all of this, and it seems like it's a good combination, the energy here is all about money. So I feel like there has been, and this is just, again, my own insight, again, this is all allegedly, I do feel like she was paid off to run as Biden's, like, because what is the benefit of someone like her, you know, and I say someone like her, I don't mean that in a rude way, I mean it like, you know, she is someone that has been against Biden, obviously, or some of his stances in the past. Why would you align yourself with someone like that, right? And why would Biden agree to do that? One would be, of course, the obvious. She is part African American, and she wants to draw in that African American audience, the black people. But to me, using her is no different than using, and I don't mean any shade because I'm part black myself. It's part of my ancestry, right? And I've always represented my people, even though I'm like Blaxican or whatever you want to call it, like mixed of everything, right? But to me, and I'm speaking because I have actually ancestry, African ancestry. To me, it's no different than our ancestors being used as slaves. The fact that she is choosing to align herself with someone that, like Biden, who has been racist in the past and has actually made those kind of comments, I find it very, very kind of like very hard to fathom that she would align herself. But I got here the Novice of Pentacles, which tells me, again, that this is all about money, motivation, money, and promises that were made to her. Six of Pentacles, again, tells me that there were meetings held. This is all calculated. This is all calculated. Meetings that were held with the Six of Pentacles, promises, the legality that she brings, the legality experience that she brings to the table. The Ace of Cups, a lot of fulfillment for her, if, you know, that was the possible outcome for her and Biden to actually become president and vice president of the United States. Her cup would run full. And, you know, with the Six of Wands that we have here, it's almost like, look at the card. You have a lot of people in cloaks doing magic. So I want to say that this woman has magical, people are doing magic to ensure that she wins in some way. I'm going to pull some more cards here. They are wanting her to get into office. A lot of people are doing magic. A lot of people are really going to support her in this role, regardless of where she stands, regardless if she's against minorities, because they want Trump out of office. They want them to take over. They want the Democrats to take over. I personally feel like this is a big mistake. It was a huge mistake. Even though they may think it's kind of like they haven't won in so many ways, I feel like it's a big mistake because a lot of African American people are not going to vote for Kamala just because she's part black. They're just not going to. A lot of people, and that's the truth, a lot of black people are going to vote or not vote at all, right? Or they're going to go with Trump. So let me see what other cards I get here. Let's see what other cards I pull out. Let me shuffle the cards and see. How does Biden feel about Kamala? How does Biden feel about Kamala? So the card that I got here is Strength. He sees her as a strong person, a strong woman, a very strong candidate. She would be the divine masculine, because Biden, oh my God, he is the divine feminine in all aspects and energy. He is not strong, and so she is looking at he's looking at her as someone that is the divine masculine, that would bring balance, and that would do most of his work that he would not be able to do. So he would be delegating a lot of his things if he was to get into the into the White House as president. But let me see here. What's the outcome of this election with Biden and Kamala? What is the outcome here? What is the outcome, Spirit? What is the outcome? Let's see. What is the outcome here? The Page of Swords is the Novice of Swords. Notice it's very cold. It's almost like winter. You're like looking at it. Some people would say like you're trying to find the power. Let me get a clarifying card, because for me that kind of feels like with the outcome, like someone that's not necessarily happy with the outcome. Like, let's see, what is the outcome of Kamala and Biden running for the 2020 presidential election? Let's see. The Two of Cups. So when I look at that, Two of Cups is typically like a love relationship. Like they are, Two of Cups could signify like a relationship, something new, but it also could signify the fact that these two people would be very loved by a lot of people in the world, right? They would be very, very loved by a lot of people in the world. But at the same time, I kind of get that this is, if we are looking at who you love, because, it's because of their race or because of their experience being political, right? Serving formally as the Vice President of the United States to Obama, and then her having some kind of senator background, there is a lot of focus on that. Let me pull another card here. Like, what is on the outcome itself? Because it's interesting that I got this card, which is the Novice of Swords, and then this one, and you're looking at it two together. Okay, and then we got the Elder of Swords. And again, winter, a lot of winter, which is like cold, desolate, which would, November is not winter, but it's like fall. It feels like, I'm going to have to use probably a different deck to kind of get the meaning here, because when I'm asking, like, what is the outcome, these cards are just not necessarily speaking to me. Let me pull one more card, and then I may have to switch decks to see. Two of Wands, packing, moving on. That's kind of what, like, I get, like a journey. Again, Two of Wands, like packing, kind of like, that's what I kind of get. Let me use a different deck here, just to see what other cards come out. Okay, let's see which ones. I think I'm going to use the Rider-Waite. Let's see. Okay, the question I'm going to ask was she selected by the deep state to run with Biden? Was she selected? I mean, the obvious answer is, of course, we all know that she did, but let's see what is the answer here. Yeah, definitely. Look, I got 4 cards about this for her. About her. So I got, the Hierophant, which is like somebody that is like a teacher, somebody that's very spiritual. Definitely there was people, like higher people involved around this, like trying to get her into this position. The Four of Swords, resting period. So I don't feel, because I'm going to show you the other cards that I got, that that they are going to actually take over the White House, or that they would get elected president and vice president. Again, I could be totally wrong. If I am in November when the election's over, totally fine. With the Six of Wands, though, it kind of shows victory, like they would, but then I got the Tower card, which is destruction. So I feel like what this is saying is, like, it's going to be something kind of like Hillary, where they may get into the actual, results, and like they're ahead in the polls, the fake polls, that they are ahead of Trump and Pence, right? And that they're ahead and they're going to get it in, just like Hillary thought, when it was her turn. And then right in the last minute, it's going to be Trump, is what I'm getting from these cards and this energy. It's like they are kind of jumping ahead. They feel like they have this in the bag. They're very secure. They're celebrating already. They're already celebrating, trust me. Because they feel like, the people are just going to vote for her because she's half black. But let me tell you. Let me see what other energy comes up around her. She is full of ego. She thinks that she's all that in a bag of chips. Trust me. And there's more powerful men, white powerful men around her that are supporting her and that want her in here. Celebrities want her in. Look. See? She's going to walk away. This is all like parlor tricks. It's antics. That's the Eight of Cups. Let's see what other cards come out. She's going to have to continue to work hard for her coins after this. The Magician, trickery. She has all the tools necessary to succeed without having to run. She's going to be at a crossroads. That's what I get with the Rider Waite. Queen of Wands tells me she's very assertive. This is the ego part. She's very assertive. She knows what she wants. She's going to go after it. But, again, it is, like, again, victory. Like, I see celebrations. They're celebrating very much so before the election. But with the Knight of Swords, there's a lot of swift things that are going to happen very swiftly, very quickly. The Wheel of Fortune, change, right? Let's see what else comes up. The Fool. She doesn't know what she's getting into. They're using her, even though she's paid, they're using her in some way as a puppet to get into the White House, to get into this. But this is what's her future. That's her future. If she was to get into the White House, it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be all... Can't make this up. Look. They're using her to get into the White House. After it's done, trust me, they're going to give two shits about Kamala, and they're going to throw her under the bus, and there's going to be scandals, and they'll probably end up picking like somebody else as a vice president. She can't see it. She is too driven by this, like, oh my God, this is like, amazing. This is a big victory. This is like, the Knight of Cups, like, I'm very victorious. Like, this is good news. And she feels like the Ace of Wands. This is how she feels. Like, she's got it. Like, victory. Like, she's going to get it. All of that. But believe you me, with the other cards that I felt, it's not good. It's not looking good for her at all. At all. She's going to have to be strong. Because they're going to tear her up. Like, people are going to tear her up. Whether this is the the Republicans or whoever. She's going to get torn up. There's going to be a lot of things exposed about her. Again, she's going to get hurt in the process. And a younger energy about her, the Page of Cups. Somebody that's younger, again, Caucasian male, is going to try to comfort her, trying to help her. But again, all promises that lead to the Five of Cups. A lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of emptiness, feeling very empty, like you've given your all and you've let it run the course, and you did it for money. With the Queen of Pentacles, she's done it for money. She did it for money. This is not about her anymore, like wanting to, and this is what she's going to encounter. Battles up ahead with the Five of Pentacles. Tons of battles. Tons of battles. And it's not going to feel good at all. At all. See that? The Nine of Wands. Struggles. Struggle, struggle, struggle. So, again, I honestly feel like, you know, she's not sure, like, of what yet is to be expected. She knows on some level, she's not dumb, that she is being used by the Democratic Party to ensure that they get Biden into the White House. This is like the perfect plan and ideology. And, you know, a lot of black people will vote for her because she is part black, right? And it would be the first female African-American, I believe she identifies as African-American, that would be in the White House, right, as vice president. However, again, I feel like this is all a beautiful picture that they paint, kind of like how people in Hollywood sometimes, you know, these producers and stuff, oh, you come out here, you'll make it, you'll be fabulous, don't worry about it, where to live, you'll live, you know, you won't have to worry about being homeless, blah, blah, blah. They paint you the moon and stars, and they hand it to you in a silver platter, but it's not like what you think. It always is the opposite of that. And I feel like that's what they painted, you know, a pretty picture. She's got this in the bag. You know, people are just elated that she is going to be in there. But then there's the mass of us that are awakened and can see what is happening. And I feel like this is going to backfire on Biden, using someone just like he would do, because I don't feel like, and again, this is just coming from my personal spiritual insight, right? You can call it my opinion. I honestly don't feel like he likes black people. He doesn't like, you know, it's funny because Obama was mixed, right? And Kamala is mixed as well. It's not like a solid African-American person entering into office, right? You know, it's like she is mixed. So, you know, I don't know. You do the math. You put together what Ray said today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't come for me because you will be blocked. I'm not being rude about Kamala. You know, I have no personal opinion. I have no preferential person that I want, you know, to vote for, etc. I stay neutral. But a lot of you have asked me to do a reading on her, and I did it. And, you know, I know that a lot of people will interpret the cards very differently than I am, but this is what I see, guys. This is what I hear and I see, and I have to be very honest. Again, I feel like she is being used as a puppet, and it's going to be something that blows up like really, really big in her face if she continues to go down this route. It's like she's a very smart woman. She needs to use that intelligence to wake up and see the motives that Biden has and the Democratic Party. Because, again, there is a collusion. There is a lot of corruption on that Democratic Party side. Now, I'm not saying that the Republicans don't have that, but as far as the things that they're doing right now, this is not even about, you know, the Republicans, but what they're doing is like all of, you know, when I turn on the television, I see nothing but like Biden ads, campaign ads, and they are making sure that Trump's ads do not come out, which is, I've never seen this done before in history. Like whenever there's been presidential, like it was Trump and Hillary, we saw both campaigns being displayed equally. But now, like, you're not seeing hardly any of Trump's campaigns on certain networks. So it's like these companies are all conspiring and working with the deep state, the television stations, and etc., to make sure that Biden gets the exposure. And they program people to see that Biden is the best choice, according to them, for the White House, which is not. But I know a lot of people will say, well, Trump isn't either. But again, you know, Trump has done a lot in his administration. I'm not going to sit here and bite my tongue. The man has done quite a bunch of stuff for the people more than all these other. This is the thing that I don't get, and this is my opinion now. I'm done with the reading, etc., and I'm just going to spill my heart and say the truth that a lot of people don't want to hear. Okay? Trump has done more in his 3 years in the administration than a lot of these politicians that have been in the offices for 40, 30, 50 years, and they haven't accomplished shit. Let's just be real. Let's keep it honest here. They haven't done a lot of the stuff that he's done. As far as like keeping a stimulus check and everything, sending a stimulus check out to the people. A lot of people, well, it's not his money, etc. But he's had to do things to execute orders and things because the Democrats are acting like children. And they don't want to see, the people. They're not up for the people. They're more for themselves. These are selfish people that are immersed into celebrity status. They've used politicians' stance kind of like being more of a celebrity than being a politician. And they've aligned themselves with celebrities to use this last 3 years and talk a lot of crap against Trump, which we've seen and everything they're doing. But I guarantee you, if Obama was in office right now, or any other president was in office and it wasn't Trump, people would not bash an eyelid or anything about the whole handling of the pandemic. And people say that other presidencies would have handled this pandemic better than Trump. But the thing here is that, again, Trump didn't create the virus. The virus originated in China. The virus was caused by the deep state. All of that Trump has been trying to do is to hold the Chinese government accountable for their actions. And it was funny because I saw a video of Demon Pelosi out there, and she was just so full of hate. And I can't believe, I don't remember, it was on Fox News. And one of the guys was interviewing her, and he was like, but you kind of contributed to this whole bill, CARES Act not being passed because you've been going up against Trump and declining, to approve it. You haven't been able to compromise. And she tried to wiggle her way out of that. But that interview was so good because she was squirming with hate. And you could just see her, squirming with hate and being the hateful person that she is and trying to hide it. But again, the fact is that the White House is ruled by Democrats. The majority of the White House is Democrats. So they're doing everything that they can to undermine the president. And I'm not for that. And I don't respect that. Even though I stand neutral, I can't, to a certain point, not see it. If you're awake, you're going to see it. Fauci, all the stuff that he's done, the lives that have been lost because, again, they want to inoculate people with a vaccine rather than treating them with alternative medicine that has been out there, medicines that have been out there for years. So again, when I look at the radical left, or I look at the left side, and then I look at the right side, right, the right wing, the Republicans, you can see that. I can see it. I don't know if a lot of you can see it, and I'm being very, very honest here, but I can see the collusion and the corruption in the Democratic Party and all that they're doing out there. And I've lost, like, a lot of people that are leftists or that are Democratic. They have left, they've unjoined my Instagram, or they've abandoned me because of their political views. They're different than mine. But the fact of the matter is that, you can unsubscribe if you want, if you don't want to support me. But a lot of people have taken this like so seriously. People have lost friendships over this whole election, over the whole political thing. And it's asinine. It's stupid. It's crazy that you would, mix politics with your friendships and people that you care about because your political stance. Families are like separating. People are getting divorced because one is political, one is Democrat, one's Republican. It's gotten that bad. People don't want Trump in office. They want, some people want someone else. If I had to choose, I'm just going to say it, if I had to choose one candidate or the other at this point, and I had to choose, and like there was not a choice, I would choose Trump and Pence over Biden and Harris. I just would. And this doesn't mean that I'm, for one party or the other. But if I had to vote and do it, I I would choose Trump. I would. And the only reason that I would do that is because I can see through the BS that these organizations have done. I can see through the lies and the collusions and everything. And if you're spiritually awoken, you will be able to see it. You'll see the corruption and you'll see through the lies. And the way that when Obama was in office, people glorified him, the things that he did for the people hurt the people. I was penalized for health care, for not having health care. I had to pay every year $600 or more for not having health care. Why? Because I'm considered morbidly obese, right? Or I have other health conditions which I'm not going to disclose. And the way that the insurances are made right now, it makes it very difficult if you have pre-existing conditions to get health care. And so it was impossible to get it. I mean, I could have gotten it, but I'd have to pay like $600 a month. I mean, who has that kind of money, right? I'm just a psychic. I'm not like an actor, a movie star, etc. And the one thing that I do like about the Trump administration that they did was that they eliminated that foolery. And, you know, people were like, Obamacare was so great. The health benefits were so great. And it wasn't. It was not great for everybody. Like, there were people that were excluded. And the direction that I see Trump going is like he's wanting to fix that, you know, for the people. And the one thing that Trump did do, he kept every single promise. Regardless, a lot of people will debate that he didn't. He did. You know, he did a lot of things that he promised, and he carried out with that. So again, you know, this video is not meant to like sway you to vote one party or the you know, or the other, but I do want you to take this into consideration and like look at this. Like, this is a parody. Like, Kamala Harris, really, I don't know, was she something like with Jussie Smollett when the Smollett case? I don't know, like if she was the one that like declined it or whatever, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But anyways, it's ridiculous. But anyways, this is the reading for on Kamala Harris, and I want to thank you all for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this whole election, this whole nominee for vice president. What do you feel like? What is her motives? Do you feel like she's being very genuine? Do you think she would be capable of handling such an important position? So drop a comment, let me know. I want to know your feedback. All right, guys. Blessings and love and light. Until next time. Bye.